Spooky. I gotta fucking watch the settings. I gotta take some of that shit off. Now, I have a thing for architecture and civil engineering. And I'm a big history buff. So, Far Rockaway, where I live, is one of the most unique places in the entire country in that it's a place that's been built up and torn down a lot over the last 150 years and still has a lot of relics from the bygone eras, architecturally speaking. So you'll see a mansion from the 1800s next to a mansion from the 1920s next to a housing development from the 1960s, all thrown together right next to each other on the same block. And I've loved that because I've been around the entire country and you don't see stuff like that everywhere. It's rare. Maybe certain parts of like Atlanta, you might see that. I know for sure New Orleans, you'll get a bit of that. And surprisingly, Philadelphia, if you're interested in the architectural history of the United States, Philadelphia is the best city in the country. They have so much shit that they never bulldoze. And a lot of the times it looks like it might be falling apart. It's well maintained compared to other places where it is falling apart, like Wilmington and Delaware or Baltimore. Yeah, go to Baltimore and then tell me Philadelphia looks bad. So there's a few pockets where there's still this rich architectural history still just there. And I happen to grow up in one of them. Like, I love it. I want to try and show you guys. So this house here was built like 98, 99. And this building was most likely around, shit, I wanted to say the 1940s, like pre-war. Because there's another one a few blocks down that's exactly like this building. But this looks a little bit more modern in certain ways. Little things that give it away is the civil engineering design. Now, I know more about civil engineering than architecture. No, this is not regulation today. This is a dead giveaway the time period that it was built. So I'm gonna guess it's like the 50s when they started going more brutalist, but then started pulling back for it to kind of like make it more beautiful for residential areas. So they gave it this cutesy Art Deco-y kind of, you know, but still matching the fire code of the day kind of thing. And then this building is definitely pre-war. This one over here, that's like you can't get no more 1930s Art Deco than that. Those dark ass windows, and this is like it's not a decadent, or maybe it is, I guess, decadent because it's decayed. You don't get much more. Dead giveaways from the 1930s period is they still have the moldings and the masonry that you don't get just anywhere. That's a dead giveaway. And on the inside, you have the moldings on the ceilings. Dead giveaway from pre-war construction. You have this concentrate Art Deco building, and then right across the street, boom, that is a project from the 1960s, and I'm trying to remember the name. Robert Moses. This is a Robert Moses style project building. You know, the master of eminent domain and tearing down neighborhoods in order to build highways. Robert Moses put up all these projects all around New York. Right next to a fucking 1920s mansion. This one is dilapidated and I don't know, kind of a bando crack house. I don't know. But you see. And then here, more like 1930s townhomes. All right, so same time period, but these are just regular townhouses. And this is really interesting that they had this, because in 1928 is when Amsterdam started doing this architectural style, where they build multiple houses that look 80% the same, 20% different. So, you know, they started doing this. I forget the name of the architect, but he started doing this in 1928. So it caught on like fire. These are 1930s, maybe even 1940s homes. And you can see slight variation, the same overall design with slight variations among them. This has a porch, that one doesn't have a porch, that has a porch. You know, an open air salon, closed. The one at the end of the block there is closed. That one is open. Little differences. 80% the same, 20% different. Next to another Robert Moses project. And a big ass, I don't even know what time period that is. But that's like the classic American townhouse mansion type thing. These houses right here really kind of, I'm never sure where to place them. They're very Tudor-esque, right? Like Tudor townhouses, and you'll see them throughout the Northeast. And I really have no time period at which they were built. I think they started building them all over the place. You know, like maybe from the 70s, some in the 80s, some in the 90s. So it's that style. I'm not sure when. Okay, so here directly ahead you have this commercial real estate building that's probably before like 1800s, like 1890s. They started developing downtown here because it was a booming beach town with like beachfront property. It was basically the Hamptons before the Hamptons. The 1890s version of the Hamptons was Far Rockaway. And now they're building up these pieces of shit. Like these new construction buildings, all the tall buildings you see here are built with like fucking plywood, and they look like dorm rooms, and they're about as sturdy as dorm rooms. It's like FEMA camps. Like these are the cheapest construction I've seen in a long time. Like I haven't seen construction that cheap since college. Like it's really bad. But and this is what you're going to see around the whole country. This is the future of construction, of architecture. It's shitty, which is why I value my hometown so much. So literally across the street from there, good old-fashioned homes. And you got some of these like really good construction. Like, oh, this is mostly stucco, that one's all brick, but that's not going anywhere. Like that's heavy duty construction. And at the end of the block you have all these 1990s, late 90s late 90s, like 99, 2000 real estate boom, corporate buyout, rental properties.